Yes, guys, how is everyone doing? Finally, right, we've started to see some stuff happening. We've had to be patient, but we've seen some stuff happening now. But in this video, we're going to talk about Joe Rodon. Joe Rodon. Yeah. What I'm going to do is I've done a little scout report myself, so we'll get straight into that. Then after that, I'm just going to read an article or two about what other people are saying about him. So yeah, let's just get straight into it. So yeah, obviously this is obviously it's going to be a loan. Is there a clause in there? I'm not sure, but with it being a loan, it's quite a simple deal to do, I guess. But when you're working with Tottenham, it's never so simple. So here we go. Joe Rodon, Leeds United scouting report. Hope you like the little design I did here. Little Welsh flag at the bottom, little peacock in the thing. Anyway, let's get into it. So we've got through his basic information. He's 25 years old, born in October 22nd, 25. Plays for Tottenham. He's absolutely massive. 1.93 meters is what 6'4", very big guy. 88 kilograms. Main position is centre back. He has played a little bit at right back, but predominantly a centre back, and will play a centre back for Leeds United. I have absolutely zero doubt about that. First foot is right, but a big attribute of his is he's actually both footed in the sense that he can use his left very effectively. Obviously not as good as his right, but very effectively, which helps him a lot in his career. You know, his contract expires the 25th of June, the 30th. Market value is about 6 to 10 million. Obviously, with a good year at Leeds United, that could improve, and Tottenham could make that go higher, couldn't they? And he's got 36 national team caps as we speak for Wales at the age of 25. Injury history, the thing about me, it's either injuries or consistency. There's something there that just a bit off. So hopefully we can see that this season, you know, a consistent season with him. But you can read the injury history there. Just pause the video. Don't want to bore you with that. Next slide. So yeah, just quickly, because career starts, 52 championship appearances for Swansea, League One last season for Rennes, 16 appearances in there, Premier League 15, League 2, yeah, you can read all that. Let's get into the good bits, the juicy bits. So I've done like a scoring system for each part. Don't worry if it's too small, you can't read it. I'll zoom in for you. Start at the top. We'll start with, so these are technical stats, and I've given them a rating between 1 and 10 based on championship level. This is not overall as a footballer, this is purely based on championship level. And as you can see, I've gone with first touch, ball control, short passing. Now, we'll focus on the stats that are relevant to Daniel Farke's system predominantly. A lot of these are relevant for a centre-back, but I've gone with predominantly with Daniel Farke's type player. Obviously, you have to be good on the ball, so ball control, first touch are very impressive. Short passing for me, as you see, is a 9 there. Is one of his highest stats. I think on the ball, short passing, finding that quick, easy pass, the right pass is something he really excels in as a professional footballer. Medium long passing is also decent. I give it a 7 just basically because I think his short passing is elite in that sense. His medium passing is good as well. Progressive ball carries is what I put 7. I would put higher in theory, but he does lose it a little bit when he does that. So he's very good at marauding runs. He's actually quite quick going forward for a centre back. He's quite big, so his agility is not as good on the turn, but going forward with the ball, he's actually quite good and quite quick. He's very good at progressing it with the ball. The issue is sometimes he does lose that because obviously he takes that risk, but that's part of it, right? Aerial threat in the air from corners, I put 6. Doesn't score enough in terms of headers from set pieces than he should, given how good he is in the air defensively. So that's definitely something to work on. Progressive passes are okay. He likes to hit the safer option a lot of the time, but he can progress the ball. And then we've got all these defensive ground duels, good shape, good position lay. Aerial duels is elite. In the air, he'll win most things. Very good in the air, which is very important in Daniel Farke's system. Of course, we know that. 1v1 defending. So he's both footed, which really helps the balance of him. So he's not really got a weaker side, which really helps when he's going 1v1 with defenders. You know, with attackers, which side do they approach him, kind of thing. So I've gone with 7 on that. Slide tackling. If you've seen anything on Joe Rodon, you know his slide tackling is brilliant. You will love his slide tackling. So that is a score of 88 out of 130, which equates to a B. Very, very solid in terms of technical defending stats. We'll get into physical and psychological, but we'll start with physical stats. Just behind my head here, it's a 7. Using body to maintain the ball. This is something I like personally. So you see a lot of times when under pressure, it's either a boot or it's that quick 1-2 seconds where you just use your body in the right position to then find a pass. Seems to be quite good at that. He's got quite good feet for a big guy, quite agile on the ball and very calm on the ball and composed. I put 7. Acceleration off the mark is decent. Now, the issue is with Rodon, it's often recovery because, you know, that turning circle where you're a big guy and you weigh quite a bit, it's quite difficult to turn. But once he gets going, he's actually fairly decently quick. Physical duels, not bad. Good physical duels. He'll win most of his physical duels. Vertical jump, decent leap on him. Fitness, 6. Now, the reason I put a 6 for this, and we'll go into it more later in the video, is predominantly based on his longevity through a season. He's not actually had a full season where he's made over 30 appearances, I don't think ever, or in a long time. So I'll have to check that out. But that is something that is a slight worry of mine with Joe Rodon. But yeah, with a score of 34 out of 50, very solid again, which also equates to a B. Very good. Psychological. Big part of the game. Huge part of the game. A big part of the reason we went down last year. Absolutely vital psychological stats in football for me. And these are both a mix of what you need predominantly in any system, but also in a Daniel Farke system. So I've got mentality in difficult moments. And you can't say it just below my head. I apologise. That's a 7. Now, of course, you know, difficult moments when you're losing a game or even when you're going for a period in a season where you're not quite winning or nothing's quite going well for you, or even little moments like you're under pressure a lot in a game. How do you deal with those moments? Now, what I like about Rodon, he came through young at Swansea, and when he went to Spurs, there was a lot of pressure on him, and he did struggle to maintain a consistent place in the side. But it's also important to remember the second he came through the door, he was like 5th choice because they couldn't get centre back, so he was already up against it. But actually, the first games he played some top sides. I think Arsenal and Man City were in there. I can't remember. It might be Chelsea as well. But Joe Rodon dealt with that pressure. He dealt with this style of play of playing out from the back in high pressure moments. And, you know, with the Welsh caps and playing young at a high level, similar to Ampadu did, but not quite as young, but very young at a high level. He's dealt with those difficult moments. He's played in different styles. He's shown he can adapt mentally. Played at top teams. I give it a 7. I couldn't give it higher because it's yet to show it throughout consistently in a season. But I give it a 7. So that's really important, that one. Persistence, again, keep going, similar. Does he keep going? Does he give up? I put 7 again. Leadership, 6. Yet to see a real, a full-on time in a side, with the consistency there. You get your leadership from playing 30-plus games a season, you know what I mean? So give it a 6. I don't think it's terrible, but it's probably something he could use more in his game. He's a big guy, he's clearly a very smart footballer. He knows the pitch. He knows where to be on the pitch. He's very technical. So leadership is definitely something he could improve on, I think. Calmness, again, under pressure, very good. Plays out from the back, doesn't bother him. Every defender makes mistakes. He's got a few in him, just like anyone else who play out from the back. But predominantly, very calm player. Reading the game. I really like this. How do you read the game? It's all right being a good player on the ball, but you know exactly where you need to be, exactly what you want to do on the pitch. But for the most part, he does. Again, there's some slight issues where he does drive too much with the ball at times and lose it high up, which leaves a gap behind him, which then can be exploited, obviously. But just those little niches he needs to change, but predominantly reading the game is very impressive. Interceptions. This is one thing he's very good at. This goes in with reading the game. That's tactical. This is more technically. This is more understanding the game scenario in terms of where you need to be. Not necessarily the opponents, but interceptions, he's very good at it. Right? He'll sniff out a pass. He'll sniff out where that pass is going. He knows if that ball's going to him, he'll be there. He'll quick off the mark. He'll get into it straight away. Like I said, he's very quick going forward when you don't have to turn. So interceptions is a very good thing for Joe Rodon, and he's very good at doing it. Concentration, I give a 6, just basically because he can Miranda forward a bit too much at times. Of course, this might change depending on the system, depending on what the coach tells you to do. But predominantly, 6. He can lose his concentration at times, but for the most part, he's a very solid defender. So 48 out of 70 also equate to a B. So this is good to see, especially in psychological stats. Are very important for me personally. Overall summary, I'm not going to go through this. You guys can pause it and read that if you want. This is my basic review of what I've done for Joe Rodon, what I think he is as an overall player. If you want to read that, you can. I won't bore you with that. Key strengths and improvements. Now, this one, again, is based on both systematically and him as a player. So I've got key strengths, ball playing skills. He's just really good with the ball. Can pass it short. He can use both feet, which is very impressive when you're trying to play out from the back. Not to be kind of pigeonholed one side of the pitch. He can open his body up. The attackers don't really know which position he's going to pass the ball. He can use both feet. Very comfortable on both feet. That's a huge trait to have, by the way, which makes it easier as well for him to play either side of the centre-back partnership because he can do both. He's done both. He can do both. Aerial duels, dominant in the air. Big guy, aerially dominant. Will win us a lot of headers. We won't have an issue in that sense at all. We lost that in with Creswell as well. Them two at the back in the air. Arguably, there's not a better partnership in the Championship in the air for me. With the ball, speed with the ball. Yeah, I like speed with the ball. He seems to know quickly how to play out. At Swansea and at Tottenham, they'd often literally play out from the back where he'd be in the 6-yard box receiving the ball from the goalkeeper and teams would high press him, knew exactly where to give the ball. No hesitation, knew exactly the system, knew where to play it. Very quick with the ball. Also, in a physical sense, going forward with the ball, driving with it. When he's got that ball in drives, he's very impressive and he gets up the pitch very quickly. Like I said there, both-footed, very advantageous, very. Slide tackling is elite. Anyone's seen a highlight reel of this guy, his slide tackling is elite. His recovery slide tackling is insane. He will make a last-ditch slide tackle and he will get the ball. Interceptions, very good at reading the game, very good at reading where that pass is going to go next. Big aspect to his style. Suits the style, he massively suits the Daniel Farke style. Possession-based, I think he's better in a possession-based system personally. We play that. Perfect for him. We just give the balls out wide, deal with anything in the air, and drive with it if he needs to. If he needs to be that extra man in midfield, get in there and drive with the ball. Calmness. It's a calm guy. Nothing phases him, really, from what I've seen. Improvements. Consistency. This is a big worry for me, I'll be honest. There's not many of them, but this is one. So we'll look at his stats in a minute. Not had a full season, really. Time at Swansea, he had 2 bad injuries, which I think he's missed 13 games and 16 games in 2 separate seasons. Time at Tottenham obviously was in and out the side. Did play a good chunk of that, but was in and out the side. At Rennes, he started off on the bench. He had a good period where he played, but then had illness and then had 3 or 4 games on the bench, and at the end of the season also had a period on the bench. So, but to be fair, Rennes are a side who finished 4th in the French league and are playing Champions League football. So it's not an insult for him not to continue there. I know they had an option to buy, but we're in Championship football, guys. This is a good place for people to really find themselves again. But he had when he played, he was good. So, because consistency is an issue for me, we need to figure that one out. And that is one, hopefully, at Leeds now, he could play 35 games a season. Because we need that from him. Aggressive passes, brave. Yeah, I wanted to be more brave with the ball. He's brave when he drives out of it at his feet. But, especially last season, and this is probably systematic, it was a lot more slower in terms of going forward passes. Into midfield, breaking lines. But he can do it. He's got it in the locker. So I need a bit more from him in that sense. Now, here we are, similar players. Ryan Noli, he's a brilliant defender. I'm not saying he's the same as these, by the way. I'm not saying he's at their level. I'm just saying in terms of attributes. That's all I'm talking about. Similar attributes, style of play. Nothing to do with saying he's as good as them. So hold on that. This is just attributes. Aerial defensive. I like how he moves around the pitch. He's very similar to Joe Rodon. So aerially and defensively, he's very similar. Ben White, in terms of ball playing, Ben White likes to drive with the ball, can play kind of that right, wide centre-back and drive with it in those spaces. Joe Rodon is similar in that sense. Calmness as well. Nat Phillips in terms of tackling, that last-ditch tackling, and obviously aerially as well. So those are 3 players that kind of share attributes with Joe Rodon. And I'm not saying he's as good as them. Relax. Just similar attributes. So yeah, technical B, physical B, psychological B, all Bs. Overall B. Excellent signing. Very solid Championship signing. Would love a partnership with him and Creswell, by the way. That would be insane. Let's get on. That's my report. Hope you guys like that. Let me know what you think. let's get on to quickly onto some articles. Yeah, I'm going to just quickly look at his season last year, Ren. Obviously, look, you can see flash completion, very good on the ball, very good presser. Progressive passes, the amount wasn't a lot. This is amounts, by the way. It's like tackles and interceptions here. These are amounts. These are not failures. These are not percentages. These are the amount he did it. So this is all systematic based. The ones you really look for is the percentages. So he didn't have a lot of tackles because they probably dominated the ball more. He probably, was part of a system that, didn't allow more tackles, interceptions as well. They probably had more of the ball. Aerial duels won. Very good. Block clearance is fine. But yeah, these are the ones you want to look for. Very impressive. Very impressive indeed. And again, this is all systematic. So let's not get too worried about it. This is systematic. All right. There's an article here on the coach's voice. And they talk about him. Technical analysis. Let's get into it. Joe Rodon is an athletic defender who boasts necessary attributes to succeed as centre-back in the modern game. That's important. He's tall, strong and quick, good in the air, comfortable on the ball, able to play either foot. He's a typical all-round defender. That's what we need. Stands out for his ability on the ball, having broken through Swansea team who likes to keep the ball on the floor. He's content bringing people out of their defence. Will often be the player to receive the ball from the goalkeeper. Start of the attack. The guy on the ball. That's what we need. That's what we are crying out for at the back. We have players who are all right on the ball defensively, but we need someone who is expert in playing the ball out from the back. And this is the guy. Like I said there yet, is calm under pressure, regularly finds his target with passing. He's also useful when his team are high up the pitch and pressed. He's good under press, good under pressure as well, which is very good. We need that. He's quick to move the ball from side to side. Thanks to his ability to pass with both feet. We like that. We like that a lot. This is what I mean at his time at Tottenham here. You can see him just down here. So this is how they played out for the back. And you see, he's the guy. He's the start of the entire attack. He's the pivot of the attack. So that's a lot of faith in a young man who he didn't give it to Eric Dyer, not these experienced players. Rodon was the guy. So that's what we need from him. We need that type of player. And this is very important. In that sense, in terms of playing out from the back now, you're going to see it be a lot more efficient because we have the guy who can do that. Yeah, as you can see here, in all situations, he prefers to keep his passes short. His long passing is far less effective and regularly gives the ball away when attempting them. That's absolutely fine because we don't need that. So that's why systematically it will work perfectly under Daniel Farke because he will not be required to play long balls. It will all be short or medium into midfield. But quickly, just out of possession, his versatility and ability with both feet helps him because he's said that 3 times now. Very important attribute. He's comfortable defending balls, played either side. He can also jockey an opponent either direction equally well. He can turn and sprint to either side, and he is able to tackle or block with either foot. Always happy to complete a physical battle, and will often look to jump forward to try and win the ball at the earliest opportunity. He's particularly good at stepping around his opponent to win the ball before it reaches end. Interceptions, let's go. We love that. This is what I mean. This is a good example right here. As you can see, Big Trent passing the ball here into, is that Bobby Firmino? Reads it. That's what he's very good at. Reading where that pass is going to come. Setting that trap, almost. That's what he's good at. That's his bread and butter. When you get big strikes in the Championship, no problem for this guy. He's just going to step straight in there. So this is interesting. At Rodon, he played several roles at Tottenham, obviously different coaches. Looked equally comfortable in each role. He played in the back 3, central defence positions. He also played the right side and left-sided centre-backs in a back 4. So versatility is a very good thing. So as you can see from here, playing out Tottenham again, in that central role, he's that hub, that pivot, the start of the attack. With both feet as well, he's not one-sided. You don't know which side he can go either side. He can go through the middle or either side. And so this was similar in Daniel Farke, Vampadu, good connection with Vampadu as well, the Welsh connection, that'll always help. So yeah, brilliant signing. That's all I've got. Let me know what you think about the report, please. This is a report I want to do more, but in terms of for my job. So let me know what you guys think about them in this. Did they translate well? I'd love to know. I tried to get through them quick so they're not so boring, but let me know what you guys think. I appreciate all the support. Yeah, good. Let's get him in. Let's get him in right now. And welcome to Leeds, Joe Rodon, whenever that does. Let's go.